Preparing the data before the data import seems to be a tough job, but believe me, it's a very easy task. You just need to know some things that needs to be taken care of, and you should also know that how to do the tweaks if required. So here are 15 things that I think needs to be taken care of while preparing data before the import. First of all, remove all the columns which are not required or are empty in the CSV file, because it will make other tasks of preparing the data easy and convenient for you. But think twice before deleting a column having values, as you may need to delete some important data from the CSV. Now it's time to deduplicate the records from the CSV. You might be thinking that there must not be duplicates in the CSV file, but believe me, there might be many duplicates hiding under your nose and you're unaware of it. So check out for them and merge to avoid duplicates in Salesforce, because it's much easier to remove the duplicates now than to merge these duplicates into Salesforce. Now the third thing that you need to take care of while preparing the data is to set the right owners of the record. You can set the owners using the owner ID for every record, and if this field is blank for any of the records, then the user who is importing the data into Salesforce becomes the owner of that record. The fourth thing is to never forget to format the date and time fields according to the user's locale, as this may lead to serious issues after the import. And also please do take care of the time zone, and the best way to take care of the time zone thing is to convert it into UTC and then import the data. The next thing is to select or create unique identifiers for the records. These unique identifiers can be the Salesforce record IDs or the fields such as email or phone number, which can be set as external ID in Salesforce. The next and the most important step is to concatenate or split fields like name, address, phone number, etc. By concatenating and splitting, what I mean is, like for example, by splitting, we can split the name field into two fields, that are first name and last name. And similarly, like concatenating, we have like three fields for address, like address line 1, address line 2, address line 3. We can concatenate all these fields into a single field that we may call as a address field. And like same goes with the phone number, like we have area code and we have phone number. We can combine both of them and create a single field, that is phone field. These all things needs to be analyzed with the Salesforce fields, because everything you do will go into Salesforce only. So you have to analyze first the fields present into Salesforce, and then you have to concatenate or split the fields according to your requirements. The next thing you need to take care of is to avoid missing leading zeros from phone numbers and zip codes, because Excel automatically removes the leading zeros from the files, but that may not be acceptable with the phone numbers and zip codes, because with phone numbers, area codes can start with 0, and same goes with the zip code, that they can also start with 0. So they should not be removed. So please avoid missing the leading zeros, because it may cause you problem after the import. Also check that the emails are in a proper format, because if they are not, then the import process will get failed. Ensure that the data matches the field length restrictions in Salesforce. If it exceeds the limits of Salesforce, then the data import may get failed. The 10th and the most important thing is to standardize the pick list values, especially for country and state pick lists. Standardization of a pick list value means to select a single value for the different versions of a same thing. For example, let's just say we have multiple records, and those records, there's a subset having California as a state, and there is a subset also having CA as a state, but they both mean the same thing. California also means California as a state, and CA also means California as a state. So first we need to standardize this value, that which value we want to store as a California into state in Salesforce. For example, we want California as a state, or we want CA as a state to be stored into Salesforce. So first we need to standardize this value. Once we standardize this value, we need to change all the other subsets of records having like other different values like CA or CA in small to the standardized value. Let's say we have selected California as a standard value, then we'll convert all the records having the value CA or small ca to the all the values to the California one, and after converting it to the California, we'll import the data into Salesforce. If we are unable to do that, then will lead to bad reporting and other issues as well. The next thing is to check that the required fields are not missing in any of the records, because if the required fields are missing, then the records will get failed to import. We also need to verify that the data passes the validation rules, and if it doesn't, is there a need to deactivate them? Because sometimes it may happen that the old data or the previous data which you want to import does not require validations to be on, but the new data which is created by the users needs those validations. So in that situation, what we can do is we can just deactivate those validation rules, and then we can import the data, and after importing the data we can activate those validation rules again, so that whenever the user will create a record, those records will be validated by those validation rules. The next step is to change the column headers to match the field names in Salesforce, as it will help you save a lot of time while mapping the fields. For example, change contact number to phone number if the field name in Salesforce is phone number. Always maintain a naming conventions to manage all the CSV files, because you'll be dealing with a lot of import files, success files, error files, and this naming conventions will keep you out of the jargon of these files. Last but not the least is to import the legacy IDs also into Salesforce, because this will make your job a lot easier after the import for differentiating the records or for doing various things after importing the records into Salesforce. So make sure you do import the legacy IDs as well while importing the data. So that's all what I think you need to take care of while preparing the data before import. If you think I missed something, let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel or like this page on Facebook to master Salesforce with the Salesforce Hulk. So see you next week. Until then, bye bye, take care.